chose to do this morning. So just a little bit about me, you guys. My name is Truax. I am a board certified health and wellness coach. I've worked in health and wellness for over 20 years. I first started as a personal trainer. I was a fitness instructor for over 15 years, moved into working with women, very specifically with midwives, helping them get pregnant through their pregnancy. Actually worked with a group of midwives turning breech babies holistically, became a birth doula, and really focused on women's care until I had my own child. Then he was born. When he was born, I knew he needed special support. And I became a health and wellness coach to become his advocate. Then I became a master certified health and wellness coach, then a board certified health and wellness coach. And that coaching and providing opportunities to educate so that people can step into their highest version of themselves actually has been my passion for, I don't even know how many years. Because of this, I have licensure. And so I cannot recommend certain things. I have to stay within my scope of practice, just like each one of you has to stay within your scope of practice, depending on what your background is. So today, I am going to share what we do personally in the United States. If you are in a different location, if you have different backgrounds, you need to go under your licensure where you live based on the regulations and rules there. I cannot provide that information for you. This is very important. Now, before I cut out, what I was going to say is because I do have such bad ADD, and I do want to make sure everybody's questions are covered, as I did make sure I got a really great list, you guys, from your guys' diamonds of normal questions that come to you, as well as the ones I get daily, to make sure I covered here. But we will address those at the end. So please just write them down and save them till the end, and we will address that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So here is the goal. You guys, so many of you are making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Truly, to be completely honest, this is a business no matter what, all right? We want to keep this very simple. You are in business. The scanner is an incredible tool that we have as a tool in our business, but at the end of the day, you are your business. You are the leader of your business. You are the CEO of your business, and you get to choose what is right for you in order to run your business. What people miss is that, yes, we are in business, but we are in the business of service. And the business of service is sales. Sales and service are interchangeably used. So many of you are still struggling in your own self-worth issues and issues with money and receiving and sales and that side of it, that you are not utilizing the scanner as a tool in business. And right now, as we go through this today, I want you to think about this. Okay, this is very important because this is the number one question I get. And every slide I go through, I want you to think about this. When you go to that store in your town and you purchase a product, do you expect to purchase that product at the cost of what that store owner bought it at wholesale? And if, why not? This is very important from a business perspective, as you are the CEO and owner of your business. We are here to provide information and data to empower people in their sovereignty, and we get paid to do so. That is all you are doing. When I tell you the overcomplication of what so many of you are doing within your mind, it is absolutely 100% limiting your business and utilizing the scanner as a tool in order to propel that forward. Now, in order to have success, you must prepare for success. And when you prepare for success, that is how you drive it. So today we're going to cover these topics. First, we're going to go over the tools, then the language, product, what we do before the scan, during the scan, the sale of it, the follow-up, and then at the end, I have some quick tips for you guys and some things to very much consider as you are choosing how you want to utilize this in your business. Now, I do want to say this disclaimer, you guys, this information is for education purposes only. Practitioners will follow rules and guidelines under their licensure based on their location in the world. If anybody comes back and says, Tara said, I will say absolutely not. Okay, that doesn't work that way. We are here to help educate you and empower you as the business owner of your own business. Now, I want to talk about, before I get to the tools, how I came about this. So when I first started, and I launched my business at the end of February, but we were having lots and lots and lots of discussions prior to me coming into Vital Health. And I will tell you, the scanner was actually a place of contention for me. I was very concerned about this for a number of reasons. I was watching how people were using things and talking about things, and to me, from a compliance standpoint, that was going to be a big red flag for long-term in this business. So I sat back and I really looked at how can we utilize this in a proper way to support our business. Now, for me, I am a practitioner. And for me, I also have a big network of practitioners, because not only do I have I'm a board certified health and wellness coach. I'm currently getting my PhD in natural medicine. So I am well involved in that world right now. And also, training in multiple options for biofeedback and collecting data and sorting data and being able to support my own clientele in the best possible way. So how can we drive this in a way that is smart, profitable, sustainable, and that anybody can do? Now, at the same time, I also have a very long-standing, amazing relationship with my chiropractor. And she had come out of, and she shared this actually on a call from Mexico recently, but she was coming out of breast cancer. And so I had got the scanner and I said, hey, Dr. Rizzo, I want to scan you and let's see, she had a lot of brain fog coming out of the treatment she had. Let's see what's going on. So I met with her and I scanned her. Within 5 minutes of sitting down and opening the up, she's like, I want this. Will you come do this in my office? It was immediate. She saw the information. She saw the data. She knew it was exactly what was going on in her body. She was blown away, and she saw a way for her to bring more value to her clientele. Then we just came into, sure, let's bring this in. Let's see how it works. And that was the point where our minds were blown, because it was, let's see how this works. Okay. Nobody I know had done this yet. Well, our first scan we did in the office was on March 7th. To this day, we have sold just under $40,000 in retail of product. So to say that it has not exponentially exploded in a very short time, we have also been able to collect incredible testimonies. We're able to see all kinds of patterns. It's fascinating because we see patterns in our area, but also we're able to provide value to her clientele and see incredible changes. That has become a huge asset for her. And as a business owner herself, has been an extra stream of income that she desperately needed coming out of the cancer treatment that she had, and only being able to, and not being, to be honest, being limited in the hours that she could potentially work to recoup the cost of what she had gone through. So please keep that in mind as we're moving forward, because this was trial, like literally by fire. Like, I did not know the outcome that was going to happen. And what I'm going to share with you today is actually what we do. It is what we do. Now, I am under an office and under all kinds of licensure. And so I am under HEPA regulations. So there are only certain parts of certain things I can share. So when it comes to that, understand you as well are going, and any practitioner will also be under their rules and regulations, and they will have to make decisions that are best for them. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is the tools that we have available to you. These are the tools that are all under boards and scanner tools. You can find them there. James will drop the board in the chat there. If you do not have it for some reason, you guys, this is very, very important. All the tools I'm going to talk to you about today are in boards for you. This is not a secret and nothing is hidden, okay? So if you go to under scanner tools within boards, you're going to see the quantum resonance magnetic analyzer paper. This we have printed out and we have there with us. This breaks down the preparation. In fact, our front desk lady, she has this as well. So when she calls and she follows up with each appointment, she reads the prep to them. The during, we also have it sitting there as a resource point. If you want, you can read it word for people. It actually, it's how, whatever you want to do. Okay. If you're doing a scan party somewhere and you just want to have this sitting out and you want to read it line for line, you do what's best for you. This is a tool and resource you have. Our intake form. This is actually very, very, very important, as I will not scan anybody at all unless they have signed the bottom. And I will not check it off or sign it for them. This is very, very, very important and must be in my hand, signed, before I do anything involving the scanner. And the other thing we print off and we have readily in the office is this, it's not a flyer, pamphlet. It's actually in your back office. It is also in boards. This is two-sided. It is double-sided. And I circle the products on there at the end so that they know a little bit about what it is. Because as we know, our packaging, it only has the herbs. It doesn't say what they're for. And people do want to know what they're for. And so this allows them to do that. And it builds a little bit of confidence and memory when people get home. Hey, what was that for? Why did she make me take this? I don't know. People say all kinds of things. I don't know. All right. So the next thing is that these are examples of flyers. So you have to decide how you want to advertise your scans. Now, when we made this decision, we decided we were first going to do it for free and see how it worked. I would come into the office 1 day a week for 4 hours, and let's just see how her, well, they're her patients, my clients, but her patients enjoyed what we were doing, how it worked. Well, the first day, this was our first one where it was the free one, and she didn't post this anywhere. This was not public. She had it printed right by the front desk, but also she had talked to many of her patients. We were booked solid for the entire month, actually moving into week 5 of the next month. And the very first day, we sold her entire platinum kit and my entire platinum kit in 4 hours. And I also learned that 20 minutes was not enough time for the scan appointments because people talked way too much. I didn't talk so much, but people really like to talk. So I had to give people more time. So the moving forward, we changed it to 30 minutes. And that seemed to be a very good time where people could talk, people could share, people could feel safe, people could ask questions. And then maybe sometimes I could go to the bathroom in between. Just depends if I have any time. So after that, we realized we were selling so much. She placed a huge order. She only orders retail using the influencer bonus. And remember, the influencer bonus continues to cycle as much as you want it to. So she then we bring the products into the office and we retail them. This is a business. Okay. So then we decided, all right, this is really popular. And she's like, you cannot keep coming here and selling product for me. It doesn't make any sense for your time. We're going to charge for scans. I said, perfect. Now, at the same time, I also taught her how to scan. She also had a scanner. I taught her how to use the scanner. We set it up. We did she has many kids, but we did her kids so that she, knew how to do it, practice. We practiced on a bunch of people, and she started doing scans herself. And she also charges $49 a scan. That is because our time for doing what we're doing is incredibly valuable to us. And we also feel that the value that our data is providing people is incredibly empowering. And also, we have overhead and have to run a business. So that is what works for us. If you choose to charge for scans, it is your business choice. You, again, have to decide what is best for you and how you want to do it. I will give you ideas and options that other people have done. You can do free scans. You can do a free scan with purchase. So maybe the scan is, hey, I'm doing a quantum bioanalysis scan. They're $49. If you purchase, that money is credited towards your purchase. You can do it that way. You can do a scan party where people all come together and you just get scans and you hang out and you talk about vital health, and you do that in somebody's home. You can be within a practitioner's office, and it can be added to services you already have to provide data so that you can then retail the products that way. You can add in, like we have now. I have many practitioners within my organization that do like I do now. And that is very much on purpose because they have to pay. They have nurses or nurse practitioners or other people doing the scans in their office, and they have to pay that overhead. They have to pay it. Because it is a business, but they utilize that to get the data. Then they get that data, and then that helps them help increase the support they are providing to their clients or patients. Okay, so it is 100% up to you how you decide to do this, but these are just two examples of flyers that we use. Now, we had a woman that posted this on social media. She just came in, she loved it, and she posted on social media. Well, then she booked our office out for like another 4 weeks because people that were not even in the office started to come in to get scans. After they got scans, they purchased product. They actually then booked with Dr. Rizzo as well. So it increased Dr. Rizzo's business as well. So we used it as another stream to cohesively build business. Then she asked, she goes, I want to continue to recommend people to you. And so we use it as another way that I can then build my coaching practice because people want more help and support. So it is a cohesive way that you can work with practitioners in order to do that as well. Thinking again from a business mind and also a networking mind, because even with practitioners, it's all about networking. Now let's talk about the language, okay? Because this is, I would say, the most important thing you say or don't say. And it is also something that can get you in a lot of trouble if you talk about things that you don't know about. I'm going to tell you guys right now, we have this incredible thing, excuse me. It's called Ask Vital. Don't pretend you know everything. Ask Vital is your friend. Okay? Just keep that in mind. What is a quantum resonance magnetic analyzer scan? People ask this all the time. This is what it is. It's actually on that other sheet as well that I had offered to print off. But a quantum scan is a high-tech, non-invasive evaluation of the body's sub-health conditions by analyzing the magnetic field emitted by the human cells. This is actually a very simplistic breakdown of it. If you go into depth of actually how cellular magnetism and the water molecules work in the body, it is so in depth that if you say that to the average person, they're going to be like, I have no idea what you just said. Let me tell you something incredibly simple. Most people know what an Oura ring is now. Most people know there are so many biofeedback trackers, from things you can wear when you sleep to things you can wear on your wrist to track, on your finger, so many things. It is very simple and it works in a similar way. Most people will be like, oh, okay, just so you know, because those things people are very familiar with and they are collecting their own data based on that. This is the same. We are providing that data and empowering them in the same way. The device detects weak electromagnetic waves emitted by the body cells. So our cells are nice and fluffy that are healthy, okay? This is a very simple way of saying it. They're nice and fluffy, okay? We're gonna keep it very simple. When they're not fluffy, they start shriveling. That's what it's talking about, okay? Weak electromagnetic waves are shriveled. They think you got happy, young, fluffy cells, shrinking, old, dying cells, okay? That's what we're looking at in a very simple term, okay? The signals are interpreted by the system software to analyze a wide range of health markers. And it looks at 45 systems of the body, gives a detailed 120-page report, and that is generated to provide data. We are only in the business of providing data. When I sit down with a client, that is actually what I say. It is very, very, very important. We are providing data that empowers people to make choices in their wellness based on the data they receive. It is their choice. It is on them. We are simply providing a vehicle for them to receive that data and hand it over to them. The device offers a practical and economical approach to wellness monitoring and can complement other health assessments when used responsibly. Many people, many practitioners, they use other health assessments with it. I cannot even tell you how many people are blown away by the accuracy and detail of our report. I have had many practitioners in my own personal organization shift from other more complicated systems they were using over to ours purely because the data is so incredible and it provides the simple tool into the herbs and adaptogens to fill those systems. It makes it very simple for them and it makes it duplicatable within their own business. Now, this right here is what we say to book the appointment. We do not book an appointment without prefacing the sale. Remember, we talked about this as a business. This right here, you guys, this statement right here is word for word what I say when we book the appointment. It's word for word what I say when someone sits down with me before I scan them. And it's also, I'll break in a little bit. I use part of this, again, as a reminder before they leave. It is very simple. You do not have to know rocket science, and it's simple business. We are in business to provide data to focus for the sale, okay? When you book the appointment for the sale, watch what happens with your sales. Those of you who are doing scans right now and not closing the sale, it's because you didn't actually ask for the sale before you booked the appointment. This is very, 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 very important. And also our front desk person, when they book the appointment, is also trained on this as well. We book a 30-minute time slot where we do a quantum resonance scan that will give you a detailed 120-page report on 45 systems of the body. This report does not diagnose, treat, or cure anything. It provides us data, and from that data gives us information for us to focus on areas of your body that may be of concern to improve your wellness. We work with herbs and adaptogens that were developed for clinics in Mexico that are designed to support those systems, and will use the data to provide guidance on what can support your areas of concern if you choose. I'm going to say that line one more time. If you choose. Okay. Be prepared to spend anywhere from $150 to $300 to get the specific nutrition for your body based on your scan. We are only providing information and data. Our products are systems that focus on the systems of the body. The scan is providing us information for those systems. This is a beautiful pair, you guys. So we want to keep it very, 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 very simple. All right. So I hope right here is help, because this is probably the number 2 thing I get asked is what to say. If you're offering a free scan, it is okay. We're offering free scans to get this data for the systems of your body. be prepared to spend anywhere between $150 to $300 for the proper nutrition is still okay to say. When you prepare people in their mind, they're not second guessing. And it also makes sure that you are qualifying your time. We in the office, you guys, if people are just like, whatever, like Dr. Rizzo will not book them. She will not book them. She books people who are who really care about their health and are looking for other ways to support that. And she quantifies them because she knows her time is valuable as well as mine. So it's how you choose to run your business is up to you, but time is money in business. Now, let's talk about the product. Okay, so really quick, before I go into the product, how are you guys doing so far? Because I know this can be overwhelming. I can't see the chat while I'm sharing it all. So let me just pop it up really quick. Okay. Okay, so we're good. Okay, because you may have to go back and watch the recording 100 times, but I really wanted to make sure. Okay, right, cool. All right, we're good. All right. So, perfect. All right, just want to make sure. And then at the end, I'll address more. It's a mouthful for me too, you guys. This is like me going through my entire practice as I was putting this together, right? What do we do here? What do we do here? Like, as I'm even talking, I feel like I'm talking so fast with all the details. My mind is like, blah, blah, blah. So, all right, because I'm a real person too, just like you guys. This tool right here that we have, again, this tool is in boards. This is my favorite cheat sheet that we have. Dr. Rizzo has this too. She printed it out when she first started. You guys, she didn't know anything. And remember, okay, she's been doing this for about 3 months. She has me there to help her. But when I'm not there now, she scans people and sells so much product while she actually sells product without even scanning people now. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But once she started to understand what things were for, just working with her clientele without even scanning them, if they were dealing with pain or different things, that ailments that they were dealing with, she could then be like, hey, I have a solution for that. This is what we have. And she'll bring them in. She goes, what would you like to choose? She always empowers them as well. These are our options. What would you like to choose? Now, this is key to have. Doesn't matter where you're scanning. Okay. It doesn't matter. If you have this printed out in case you forget, but use this, you guys. I have this memorized. Like, I know what every single product we have does. Now, at this point, I know the ingredients. I know what the herbs do. I know it in detail because I'm working with them every single day, literally, plus taking them myself, plus aware how they work in my own body. Remember, you're your greatest guinea pig. All right. So make sure you have this. The next piece is you must have confidence in the product line. If you personally are not taking the products and utilizing them, and like I said, being your own guinea pig and experimenting on yourself, and you guys don't even, like, people that know me really well know that I live literally on my greatest walking experiment. Because if you even saw, people are asking me some questions about the detox tea the other way, I could probably tell you about 27 different ways to utilize it in different ways to detox from experiments that I have done on myself. Okay. So have confidence in the product line. Read. We all have this incredible thing called the same 24 hours and the same resources. When we join a network marketing company, you guys, we all have the same tools. I was given the exact same tools as you guys were given. In fact, you guys have a whole lot more. Thank you, James, because James is actually amazing and has created an insane amount of tools. But you guys, we all have the same resources. Are you going to pick up those resources and apply them? Remember what I said, preparation leads to success. Preparation includes practice, and you can't be good at something you never picked up, like you can't. And if you are, then that's magic, but it's not going to be everything. It's just not. And the most empowering thing you can do is educate yourself to build belief in the products so that you can have confidence in it. You know what key products are for what. This, you guys may think, well, that's a lot of products. And to be completely honest, it's actually not. It's very, very simple. Once you realize what products are for what systems, it gets very, 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 very simple. So use the cheat sheet. The other thing that I highly recommend, and it doesn't matter if you're in an office, because we actually keep this. I don't keep it back in my office because I have my own office there. It's actually at the front. And it's at the front for a number of reasons. But we have a binder with the PDFs printed. They're in sheets, like hard. I can't even think of what those things are called, but they're in a, so it's nice. Clearly can't think of the word right now. But they're all printed there. That is just another tool. If you're doing scans at events, if you're doing scans at outdoor events, scan parties, people like to touch things. People like to look at things. People will ask you what things are for, and having those PDFs printed is really valuable. Another thing that is really valuable to print is the flip book. That flip book is just as valuable as the PDFs. We actually use both because most people do not, and it's most people, you guys, it's a very small select people that actually know detailed ingredients. Most people just want to know what it's for, where that flip book will be very easy for them. And so we put that first and then the PDF second. You have to decide, are you selling retail or online? Now, third biggest question I get asked, how do you sell? Well, remember what I said? Do you go into town, to the shop in town, and ask for the wholesale price on that product? You wouldn't. This is a business and this is our overhead. We only sell retail in the office. We are providing service to our clientele, and this is a business. Therefore, we are retailing. Now, in the past, she's retailed other products for different things, creams for, discomfort, like many other things that, her clientele will grab before they leave so they continue to feel better. It's part of her business model. And this is something that we've added as part of that business model. But you have to make that decision. Maybe you're at a scan party for a friend and you're just going to, put in orders online. If that's the case, maybe that friend wants to become a distributor and those orders will go under that distributor. You get to decide how you are going to run your business. But keep in mind, okay, from a retail perspective, if you're going to a store, people do not go into a store and want something to be ordered and shipped to them. They don't. They go into a store to pick something up and take it home and have an experience. We only retail in the office, period. If you retail, make sure you have the products in stock. How we do it, I obviously am a distributor. Dr. Rizzo is a distributor. She came in with that platinum kit, sold her entire platinum kit, got that profit on that entire platinum kit, that her first day, literally. She was thrilled because not only did she sell her platinum kit, but the profit on it, she was shocked. Okay. And then used that profit to purchase more product, utilizing the influencer bonus. And so as we retail out of the office with the influencer bonus, it's roughly, depending on the product, 66 to 68% profit for her. Do you think that she's not thrilled at this additional stream of income coming in through the business? And when I tell you, like, thrilled to a point where I love her dearly, but every single time I'm in there, you guys, she literally hugs me and cries happy tears for how much of a blessing this has been. Okay. Because truly she is providing such value to her community. And also it is really helping their overhead. Okay. Remember, even practitioners are people. Okay. Keep this in mind. Please have a clear, defined price sheet and know how you're taking payment. This is not something that you create on the fly. You need to know exactly what you're charging, how you're charging, and who's doing the charging. In our office, I don't handle any of it. She has her price sheet. She knows exactly what that is. I do the scan. We show the products, choose what they are. She has little bags for every, like little bags that she's ordered on Amazon. They're like cute little brown bags that she made really pretty stickers for, and with her logo on it. And I have a sheet. I circle the products with the price, put their products in the bag. They go up to the front, and she handles it up front for me. Up front, she also can take care of inventory. So we know that. And at the end of the day, Dr. Rizzo actually knows exactly what we sold, and we can see the profit immediately. So this is very, very, very important that you know all of these things prior to scanning, okay? It might seem like a lot of things, you guys, but it's not. This is very, very simple, and you can educate yourself very quickly on this. And if you have a personal experience with the products yourself, it's going to be a lot easier. It truly is. Now, these are examples of, so this was before a scan, and this was at the end of the day. Just so you know, we did that once, and we had nothing left. Like, holy moly, it blew our minds. So we have everything set up, and we have inventory. We keep that inventory. And she now is at a point, if she is lower than 7 of anything, and I have 8 clients scheduled that day, she calls me and makes sure I bring in an 8th, okay? Because she knows what happens on a daily basis, and it does. There's trends with scans. And it will usually be like, of 8 people, 6 to 7 will buy the same product. It's very, very, very popular. Now, let me talk about the key products we sell the most. We sell this the most, not that it's limited to. We sell a ton of Detox Tea, a ton. But not limited to, okay? Because some days it will be like an Askelax day and everybody needs Askelax. Other days it's like nobody's sleeping and it's an idle day. So just so you know, it does change. But we cannot keep in stock. Like, we cannot keep in. And it is, I think on one Monday she called me, she got 8 Organex from me. I was in there, and the next Thursday she had already sold out of all of them. So it is we sell it very quickly in the office. V Daily, Organex, 40 Flora, Glutation Plus, Curcumax, Idadol, and I'm missing one. What am I missing here that we cannot keep in? S-Balance. Those ones, we literally cannot keep them in stock. We cannot keep them in stock. So just keep in mind, you will see rhythms, you will see patterns, and it allows you to purchase ahead to know for that, okay? So that's how it is. And then I have my, we use the massage table that I have covered, because this is also our massage room. We cover it with a tablecloth, and I set up my computer and the scanner right there. And she does the same thing when I'm not there. She does the same thing, and we keep the products there all the time. Now, something else to keep in point out, I should say, is once we do a scan, okay, and we sell the products, people continue to come in to buy product. And every day she has 3 to 4 people come in to repurchase products. So not only is she building her, is she selling products the day of the scan, it continues to build after that because people return in to purchase it. Very, very, very rarely does she use her shop link for retail. But once in a while she does. The once in a while is only if somebody lives very far away. They will purchase there that day and take it with them. But to reorder, if they live an hour and a half, 2 hours away, she gives them the retail shop link so that they can return order via that retail shop way. But that is the only circumstance of that. We don't use anything online at all, period, whatsoever. I also want to talk about, let me see if I put it here. No, I don't. I also want to talk about quickly another tool, because I didn't write this down, that I have with me is a black Sharpie. And I have that black Sharpie with me because on the package, when somebody decides what they're going to take, order, I write on it how much a day so that they know. And sometimes they'll take the Sharpie and write more notes on it for themselves. But if it's 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, or whatever, I just write it 2, 2, 1, 1, so that they can open the package and know very simply what it is, as well as I write it on that beautiful pamphlet that has all the products as well. All right. So, all right. So before the scan, so now let's get into what you need to do before you scan people. Holy cow. Okay, let me have a sip of water here. We're like 45 minutes in here. I never realized we do this much with the scan, because it's actually so simple and we do it every single, I do it all the time and I don't think about it. But I hope this is helping you guys, truly. Because I want you to all have success and see how simple this is. All right. So before the scan, the setup, things you need to know. The scanner only works on Windows. You must have a PC. For those of you like myself who only use Macs, this was a bit of a oh no for me, because those of you who only use Macs, you may know that could be like me. And this is a joke in the office, and many practitioners will, holistic practitioners will giggle at this. Highly energetic humans can, the reason we use Macs is because you can't fry a hard drive of a Mac by being a highly energetic person. But a PC you can, to a point where I'm not in my house allowed in the office, because my husband only uses PCs, because I have fried his hard drive more than once. I have made lights go out. Some of you know this. You've had this happen. I can make CD players stop working, those type of things. Well, my chiropractor and I also both know this. And it is a joke. And we have people come in to get scans all the time who are also very energetic. And they can make my computer turn off and they can make the scanner turn off. And just understand that most people in holistic space know that that can happen, because we too are energetic beings. So I will say, when I saw that it was only a PC, I was like, oh no, let's pray that I can sit in front of this and it won't turn off all day. So we pray, we say a blessing on it. It seems to have worked. I've only had it go off 2 times with 2 people. One had just come from Sedona. One was so high vibration that she was so sensitive she could even feel the quantum scan, which that blew my mind because I couldn't. So those were 2 people that made it turn off ever. And I've done hundreds of scans. So very rare, but I do want to preface that. Those of you who don't know anything about that or believe in any of it, let it go right over your head. Those that do will hear me and giggle and understand it. Okay. That's very, very important when we're working in the holistic space. We have all kinds of holistic practitioners and we are working with energy here. We personally only bought a computer for scans. Okay. I actually have some other things I use for data and feedback apparatuses I use as well. And I only use that computer for medical devices, and you can get them fairly inexpensive. The key is that it has to have Windows. Download the software update that has just been released in boards and the back office. If you have already had your scanner, you must do this. The new software update is going to look like what I showed you, but it gives you the option for the languages: French, German, Korean, Chinese, Spanish, and English. You now can have your scans in any of those languages. And yes, multiple languages can run at the same time. What it does is it gives you the full scan in Spanish and the full scan in English. So you just choose which one. So it will automatically do that. So I don't recommend uploading the software for all of them unless you are particularly working with a certain demographic with that language, okay? Because it will make it more confusing for you on the organization and on the back end. But if you are, I have many who work with Spanish and English, and you would download both of those softwares, okay? So make sure you do that. This is very important. I have on the next slide, I'll show you. You must, before you update go into your quantum analysis scanner, okay, go into the software and back up the data. If you want your previous scans for new people to come in so you can do a comparative on them, you need to back up the data. Then you will do the software update. And then when you open it, the new software, you will click restore and all your previous scans will come back. Okay. It's all there for you, but please make sure you do the before you do the backup and then the restore, and everything is there with all the new software updates, which includes all our new products like V Daily, Glutation Plus. It's all there. They removed the Mexican products. They're no longer there. So it's perfect for us. Plus some very important disclaimers. The other thing you should really be doing before you scan anyone is practice. Practice on yourself, practice on your family, practice on your spouse, your kids. Know what you're doing and what the scans look like. If you scan a child, the report looks different because it's only going to scan 11 or 12 systems versus 45. And it's very, very different. So know what that looks like so that you know what you're looking for when you hand it over. This provides you with the data and the feedback to be confident when you're with people, okay? Your confidence rides through, and that confidence is going to produce the sale. Now, before you scan, every single person that is booked for the day is going to bring me this intake form when it's their time. So they come back into the office, I introduce myself to them, they hand me over their intake form, I double check that it's signed. If not, I have them check it off and sign it. While I'm inputting this information that they wrote on here into the scanner, I ask the client that has come in, what brings them in to get scanned, and what area do you want to see improvement with in your overall wellness? This is very important because if someone comes to you with really achy joints and you're completely focused on their eyes or collagen when you get the report, the person is most likely not going to buy or trust you or even listen to you or care. We have to know what their need is first so that we can provide solutions for their need first. This is very, very, very important. Now, they always tell me things why I'm putting this in while I'm doing this, because it does take a second for me to, I always verify their email address and make sure it is correct. I don't want to be emailing the wrong person, somebody's data. That's not ideal. So I verify that. And then something else that I do is I check any other supplementation that they're already taking, because they usually write it on the back. It's guided on here. The reason being, as I say, so it's great you're taking all these supplements. The data that you're going to get today is going to see the effectiveness of what you're currently taking right now. So that sees where they're at right now based on whatever they're taking and how their body is at that moment. I highly recommend using the converter in the calculator app. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you guys have an iPhone, you go to your calculator app. If you click on the bottom 3 lines, there's a converter. Click that converter. You can change pounds to kilograms. You can change centimeters to feet. All of that is very easy to do right there on your phone. Super, super, super simple. Then you need to remind the client again, the same thing I said when they booked the appointment. This is going to take about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's going to provide you a detailed 120-page report on 45 systems of your body. This is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any condition whatsoever. We are getting information and data. From that information and data, that can then empower you to make the choices you choose for your own wellness journey. Every single time, 100% of the time. I make sure the client has no metal on, and all phones, electronics, everything are not even near them. We move them away. They need to be away from the body, okay? And it's also important that the arms and legs are uncrossed. You may not know this, but energetics, if your arms and legs are uncrossed, it can cause some just not as clear accuracy. So uncross arms and legs, easiest way to do that and not worry about any interference whatsoever. Now with the scan, what I talked about before with that backup and the restore, that's where this is, you guys, when you get to on the home screen, when you open it, okay? So you open it, this is what your home screen looks like. Here's the backup. So if you already have it, the blue one, the old one loaded, it's going to have you will go up to backup, you will click backup, it will back it up. Then when this comes up on your screen and you are good to go, you'll click restore and they will all come back to your dossier. Right here, you're going to click dossier in order to input your client's information. That is where, and for us, I have it separate. So I have, different files for different things. We have the office, it's a separate file. You can create those files and all the clients from the office are all in one place. You can, separate that out however you want to stay organized. If you are a practitioner and you have other like nurses or other people doing scans for you, and you want to know who does the scan, you can break it up by different people's who is doing their scans that day. Whatever you want to do to keep it organized, it's under here under dossier. And then when you're ready to test, you will put the client's name in, okay? Once their name is in and all that information is in, I can't show a screenshot of that without providing any data, so I can't show what that looks like, but at the top, you will click testing. As soon as you click testing, and I want to point this out because this is new. On this page here, there's a new disclaimer here, you guys. The wellness scan is not a medical test and is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or health condition. The information gathered is based on bioenergetic feedback and is intended for general wellness and educational purposes only. Always consult with a licensed healthcare practitioner, professional, for any medical concerns or before starting any new regimen. If anyone asks you about any medical condition whatsoever, you can simply say, I am not an allopathic medical practitioner by any way, shape, or form. I can only be here to provide data for you. So any questions about, the data or this process, I can answer for you, but anything else you will need to go to your medical practitioner. And the more confidence you have in that, the easier it is in your business because that is your scope of practice. Now, once they hit the scan and you hit testing, this is what they see. And when you put the monitor on their finger, you must wait for all of the calibrations, including the pulse ox, to be moving. If for some reason that doesn't go, okay, I have incredibly low blood pressure just in general. Sometimes it does not go, like it's reading me, but it stays red on the line. You need to bring warmth to their hands. You can try that. You can try a different finger. For some people, the thumb works better. If they have really long nails, that could be an issue too. So again, in that case, usually the thumb works better. You can have them, again, if it's a blood pressure, they have very low blood pressure, you can have them drop their hand by their side. It is important to stay relaxed, but as long as their hand's down by their side, that usually clears that up. For children, I work with a lot of children with special needs. That is just part of what I do in my practice. You can use their big toe. It works completely fine as well. Just make sure after each one, we use disinfectant wipes or something of that sort. Be very careful. If someone has lotion on or anything like that, it will block up the sensors. So again, make sure those are wiped nice and easy and you stay clean and that your device stays clean. Okay, so that's just a bit of a side note in maintenance. Now, when you hit start, once that's all good, then I say, okay, we're going to start. It's going to take about a minute and a half. Usually why I hit start, they're talking to me about all the things. Like they've usually been talking to me the whole time. They have all kinds of questions. They'll ask me different things. To be completely honest, through this process, it's usually right here where I talk about, we're going to get this data. We'll look at this data and we'll look at these areas of concern and see what's right for you. Okay. And then we'll recommend some products to help based on whatever the data provides. And then you can make a choice what's best for you. And then what's very important, click save. Okay. So when it pops up, it's done, click save. The second now you click save, we have a new notice. This new notice that pops up says, the results of this scan are not a medical diagnosis. The information provided is based on energetic patterns and is meant to offer insight into general wellness. Recommendations and product suggestions are for informational purposes only and should not be interpreted as medical advice. Please consult your physician or qualified healthcare provider for any questions about your health. Okay, then you guys read this notice out loud. This liability disclaimer is very important. Once somebody says, okay, then I say, okay, great, click okay and move on. Okay, now here's the data. All right, so now then you're like, okay, now what do I do with it? And this is what I say to people. I'm like, tonight, when I get home, I'm going to email you this full 120-page report. I do not recommend printing it out. Otherwise, you're going to waste a whole lot of paper and it's about that fat. But what I do recommend is downloading it and looking at it. And this is how you will look at it. Then I open up the very first one at the top. Okay. And I said, I am going to show you now, when you get your report, what you're looking at and what you're looking for. And then you can read about yourself till you're blue in the face for the next 5 years if you want. But this is what you're looking for. And then I show them using the cardiovascular analysis report. It is the very first one on the top. It is the first thing that pops up. So I say, so you're looking for areas of concern, and those areas of concern are areas of yellow and red. Areas of yellow and red are the areas of concern that we want to focus on to improve our long-term overall well-being. So you see right here, you have yellow cholesterol. So your cholesterol crystal is yellow. Well, okay, what does that mean? So when you scroll down on the page, all the way down, you're going to see what the average is, the normal range, what your result number was, the actual measurement value. And if you keep scrolling all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see on each line what it means. So if you scroll down to cholesterol crystal, you will see a whole paragraph right there, and I do it right there on the screen for them. This is what cholesterol crystal means. And you now know why it's an area of concern. So I tell people the areas of blue and green, those are not areas of concern. Blue is moving towards that, but just know that that can be varied just in a day, depending on stress. But areas of yellow and red, that is an area that we do want to bring awareness to and focus. This is another area. I just gave an example of this person has high uric acid index. Here, this is under kidneys, and what that area of red will look like. Now, I will tell you, in general, when people see areas of red, they get very concerned, okay? And I always say, don't be concerned. We're just going to look at the areas of concern, and then you can make an educated choice. So feel empowered. Don't be concerned, all right? And I really encourage people that. A lot of times when people come in, they're going to be very nervous to even get the data. It's okay. This is just information. From that information, you are then going to be able to be empowered. So this is a tool. Now, the key areas, okay? So this is it. That's it. That's all I do for them. That's it. Then I say, okay, let me look at a few key areas before we look at the comprehensive, which pulls all the areas of concern together. These key areas, while they're sitting there, I do it fast. It doesn't take long. All I'm looking for is areas of red and yellow in these key areas. Why? Because these key areas tell me, do we need to detoxify first? Are we working with the restore products first? Are we going to nourish or awaken? Where are the key areas? And what's very important is to keep in mind their areas of concern when they came in and wanted to see progress in. So I look at cardiovascular, liver, kidneys, gallbladder, GI tract, blood sugar, memory, lungs, heavy metal, human toxins, vitamins. And I do it quickly. I just go down, I look, and I'm looking for red and yellow. It's very quick. I'm just looking for areas of red and yellow because that, knowing our products, gives me very key information before even hitting the comprehensive report of where to start. because we cannot start with everything. It's overwhelming. So we want to be keeping in mind our products are for detoxify, restore, nourish, and awaken. Okay. Keeping that in mind. Now, it's the time for the sell. You are not the expert to anyone. People are the expert of themselves. You are here to empower through education and tools. Okay. This is very, very, very important. I encourage people to start with 3 to 5 products. Now, if I have a guy in there that will not take any pills and is struggling so much, and I know if I give him 5 products, that is just going to send him over the edge, I may suggest 1. You have to know the person that you're talking to. And after sitting with them for 20 to 30 minutes, I promise you, you will get a very good feel. Is this person skeptical? You'll get a very good feel about how this person cares for their health, their life, their attitude, their feelings about all of the things. You are going to get a very good feel for all of it. Focus on the reason that brought them in. If somebody came in because they can't sleep and they're high stress, I most likely am not going to, suggest collagen for them first. I most likely am going to look at where the stress markers are, look at the inflammation in their body, and it's probably going to be Idolay, Omega, Organex, and Neuro. I want them to feel better for their area of concern first. If someone's having horrible allergies, they can't breathe. Where we live, this is very, 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 very common. Vital Boost. That's another one in the office. We cannot keep Vital Boost in, period. We never have it in stock, ever. People come in, people tell their friends without even getting scans to go in and get Vital Boost and Detox D because of what it does for allergies. So if somebody's coming in and their eyes and they can't breathe and they're having, upper respiratory stuff from the allergies, from all the pollen, I'm not going to focus on a whole lot of other things. We're going to probably most likely do Vital Boost and Curcumax and Organex and Detox T, or Vital Boost and Curcumax, or Organex and Vital Boost. Again, depending on where I saw areas of concern in those areas. Okay. So keeping those in mind, this is before I even look at the comprehensive report. I need to know what brought them in. Remember what I said, know the products, know our systems. It makes it very simple. Then often when they scan, they will share their concerns. So very common, I will say, hey, your lungs, they're red. Have you been around a lot of mold or been outside? Or, hey, you've got your GI, what's going on? Oh man, I couldn't eat. Well, they didn't tell me any of that in the first place. But when you look at the scan, it will come up and you can ask them questions about that. And that actually builds trust and belief for them. It's very, very normal. Okay. And then remind them that the comprehensive will recommend a lot more products, but let's start with a few they can commit to, and we can add for success later. This is really important because when I send this home to them and I tell them this, what are you doing? My husband is literally, okay, this is really cute. Thank you. I wish I had that on video, you guys. I have a partition here with a hole under it. And I saw a hand go under and this was being slid towards me. So that would with water. God bless him. That is so sweet. Oh, okay. So be surrounded by people that support you and love you. That's what Vital Health is all about, you guys. So this is important because when people get their report and they see their whole comprehensive, they may be like, well, why didn't she recommend that? Well, you guys, we're not going to go for everything. Let's go for a couple things so that someone has success and builds belief and continues to build on it. Just like you, think about your own health. So then I ask the question, and this is the most important question you could ask. Where would you like to start? This is their choice, not yours. This is very, very, very important. You're not here to diagnose, treat, or cure anything. You don't get to answer questions about medications or other stuff. Not your job. If you are a practitioner and you have some sort of licensure or that's under your scope of practice, you do what's right for you and you will know that. But in general, not your job. Your job is to provide data and to educate based on the data on what you are an expert at. What you are an expert at is our products. That's it, nothing else. So you're going to pull out, this is what I do. I pull out 3 to 5 products on the table. Say, all right, this is where, based on your scan. Oh, what I did miss is I do open the comprehensive for them and I do briefly look at it. And when I look at that comprehensive, I look at, so if omegas is showing up, for example, if omegas is showing up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like right away, well, that's going to be one of the products that I suggest. Why? Because when they get home and they open their comprehensive, they're going to see it on 8 of the things. Whether they choose to start with that or not, it's up to them. But I'm going to look at what is a theme that is showing up all the way through all of them as well. Okay, that's very important because omegas gets recommended quite a bit. And I will say one thing about our omegas, and we do sell a lot of them in the office as well, and people love them. They don't have a reflux. They don't come up, and people absolutely love that. We've got some really cool testimonies from the omegas in our office too. Share. So I take them, the person's sitting there, and I take the products right off the shelf. I set them down and I'm like, okay, this is where I want to start. I'll set them on the table and I share what each one is for. Iterin, this one is going to help the kidneys. We saw that uric acid. This is going to help support the kidneys. This one's for the liver. This, Organex, this is what that's for. This is going to help with your blood sugars, S-balance. This is what it's for, right? You can use that cheat sheet. Or if someone's struggling with sleep, here you go with Idolay, Omega. This is going to help your sleep. Then somebody might even say, do you have anything that can help with my hormones? Great. Love Cafe. Sure. Do you like coffee? Yes, I love it. Okay, great. And I'll pull the Love Cafe out. It brings in the dialogue. I put them out on the table right in front of them. People often ask, okay, what will this cost? And I have the sheet there. Okay, this is 40, 30, whatever. I just point at it. And then people are like, okay, I'll start with those. Awesome. I take that sheet with the pictures, circle it on it so that they know what it is. I take the products, I write, all right, how many a day? I write it on there, 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 a.m., 2 p.m., whatever it is. And I put it in the bag. And I remind them that I will email the full scan later that day, which I always do. I never, ever, 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 ever make my clients wait ever. I do it always. As soon as I get home from the office, I usually eat and then I do that. And then I send them out to check out. Now, if you choose to book a rescan at that point, people can, if that's how you choose to run your business. In ours, we do not book the rescan. And for the reason being is that I am booked very far out in the office. People may book the rescan, but how my schedule is, I'm not there enough until I have openings. And so we don't. But if you are running this any way you choose, you can book the rescan, and I highly recommend booking it at 10 to 12 weeks out. That is when you're going to see the biggest difference in the comparative, the biggest difference. We had a woman last week, 75-year-old woman, her first scan, she had 2.5 pages of areas of concern. Her rescan last week, she had half a page of areas of concern. That first scan she did, she was taking an insane amount of supplements. She was seeing a nutritionist, taking an insane amount of supplements and did not feel well. From then till now, she's actually stopped taking those, only takes vital health supplements, and is thrilled at 75, not on any medications whatsoever, and feels very, very, very empowered. She did do a scan in between. She did like 5 weeks, I believe. And there were areas of concern that fell off, but not like that 10, 12 week mark. That was the biggest difference. And that's what I've seen across the board. 10 to 12 weeks, even with my own personal, 10 to 12 weeks, it is a really big shift into areas of concern that change. So I always encourage 10 to 12 weeks is a right gauge. People can choose whatever they want. But if you're not charging for scans, be very careful. If you are, that's their money. They can get that data however they want. That's completely up to you. Then when you get home, you send out that email with the PDF or the scan attached by the end of the day. Guys, your leaders here are not IT people. Please do not ask them how to use computers. Please do not ask them how to do IT. Please do not ask them any of the stuff. Follow the steps on the scan. When you click the scanner, it gives you, follow the steps, step by step. If you need help, there are IT places, Geek Squad, I don't know, all those things that help people with that. My expertise is building businesses and healing people. That is my expertise, you guys. I don't do any of that stuff. I couldn't even use the PC if my husband didn't set it up for me. I'd be just completely straight honest. So I can't help anyone. So don't ask me. You have issues with your computer, Google it. There's also this really cool thing called AI. Look it up. All right. There are simple sample email options in boards. I will tell you, with those sample email options, there's product information, things like that. In our office, we don't send any of that. Why? We are a retail business and we are practitioners. We don't need anything outsourced to anyone else. This is literally like there's a storefront business in our town. Now, someone said, well, what if they come here and then they go buy it from somewhere else? Okay, you could go buy bread at that store and you can go buy bread at somewhere else as well. Your value is you. Your value is what you provide. Your value is the energy and being of who you are and the atmosphere you create. And that is what is key and most important. So keep that in mind as you're building your business. Now, people keep asking me questions about pricing. Things to keep in mind when setting your pricing. I cannot and will not recommend any price structure whatsoever. You have to determine that based on where you live, your location, all these dynamics. In that, again, in boards under that scanner, we do have suggested price lists based off of the retail price of the back office, but there are other things to keep in mind. We do not use this. Why? You need to keep these key things in mind when deciding your prices. What are your shipping fees? What are your daily operation fees of wherever you're working out of? Do you have employee costs? We have practitioners, licensed practitioners who have nurses and other people doing the scan. They have to pay those people. What are your employee costs? Do you have credit card fees? Our office does. They're actually undesirably high. Do you have credit card fees? Those all have to be included. We are not in the business of sacrificing our own well-being. Remember, this is still business. What taxes are you paying? Now, where we live in New Jersey, we don't have sales tax on necessities. And in New Jersey, supplements are considered a necessity. We do not pay sales tax here. So that is something different for us. We cannot provide that information for anyone. So you need to know that wherever you are. How will you take payment? This is also very, very important that you have that set up, whether it's Stripe or you have, again, credit cards, or if you're at an event, how are you going to do that payment? I highly recommend, if you're doing scans, having product immediately, because when people see their data, they want to go home and have an experience. You are in the business of experiential marketing. Experiential marketing is the scanner. It is an experience. So you want to be able to provide stuff. If you don't, they're going to go get it somewhere else, by the way. So have it with you and be ready to sell it. And also know who is tracking your inventory and how you're doing that. This is very important also from a business perspective, and also understanding your pricing. So before we wrap up here, tips and tricks. If you do not know what to say when approaching a practitioner or business owner, use Ask Vital Bot to help you. People ask me all the time, I'm going to talk to a chiropractor. What should I say? I don't know. I don't know them. I'm being very honest. I don't go talk to people I don't know. People know this about me. There's a lot, if you know anything about business and human design, there's actually business within, you are designed to sell to your network and you're designed to sell out of network. People are designed different. I'm actually an in-network person. I build relationships, and within that network, that is how I sell. I'm designed for that. There are people designed to cold market and cold approach people cold too. They're designed for that, and they're excel at it. I will never get advice for anything that I am not. but I also know how I am when people approach me. I need people to be true, authentic, know what they're talking about, and understand I am the expert of myself and my business. But if they don't know what they're talking about, I am not going to do business with them. But if it interests me, I will go find somebody that does resonate. This is very important. So go to the Ask Vital bot and put in their specifics. What would you say to a naturopath in this area with this clientele, with this protocol? How would you approach them? That Ask Vital bot will tell you what to say, because I'm not going to ever tell anybody what to say to anyone. You have to decide what to say based on, that specific person. So use the bot. Experience is everything, and data speaks for itself. If you expect to try to go to practitioner after practitioner and them to actually even listen to you, if you don't have a scanner with you and you don't have it for them to experience and see the data themselves, you are wasting your time. People want to have the experience themselves. And the second somebody sees how that, it's instant, you guys. Just like I sat down, I did not even talk to Dr. Rizzo about the business whatsoever. I said, let me scan you, let me get this information. Within 5 minutes, her mind was already going and she wanted to bring it to her clientele. That is how people work. It's how I work. Okay. I didn't have that idea had I not had my own experience. All practitioners are limited in their greatest resource, time. This is a universal thing we all have, all of us. The key is to show them how they can be a tool to leverage income, add an additional revenue, and add value to their existing clientele. That is the key. If you get too complicated, if it's going to cost them more time, more energy, more effort, it is not going to be ideal for them. This is very important. I'm going to read it one more time because this actually is key to having success with practitioners. All practitioners are limited in their greatest resource, time. The key is to show them how this can be a tool to leverage income and additional revenue, add in additional revenue, and add value to their existing clientele. That is key. So simplicity is key. Having that experience is key. Also, book scan parties, have fun. Like, some people have friends that own gyms or whatever. Ask, hey, can I come in? Can I scan people for a couple hours on Saturday? And let me scan you. This is what they're going to get. Don't make it so complicated. Keep it very simple. That is a key way to do it and to have fun, you guys. For us, people keep asking, how do you turn to affiliates? What do you do? No, we don't. But we bring in other practitioners, like Dr. Rizzo and I, other practitioners who do the same. And they bring other practitioners who do the same. But we're not turning our clientele within a separate business into this one. They're separate. These are ways that the Vital Health compensation plan allows us to keep things very clean and also very simple in business. Okay,